Welcome back, everybody, to this Just the News, Real America's Voice special report. I'm joined by my good friend Shane Harris at AMAC, and it's time now to bring in our final guest of the evening, and he can tell us the consequences of fraudulent spending and entitlements and what that means for the overall economy and the individual American taxpayer, people like you and me. He's a fiscal policy fellow at Americans for Prosperity. He is Kurt Couchman. Kurt, good to have you back on the show.
Hey, it's great to be here with you.
All right. I love when we do this. You've helped us understand how we got to this $38 trillion monstrosity that's a deficit and debt. Help us understand where waste, fraud, abuse, and I guess corruption in some degrees gets us to this unsustainable future.
Well, the American taxpayers are shelling out hundreds of billions of dollars every single year that is going straight in the pockets of fraudsters. Every program has its unique characteristics, and there are lots and lots of different ways for people to cheat the system. During the pandemic, there were literally hundreds of billions of dollars that were stolen when all that money went out to, help people get through the consequences of the shutdowns and the lockdowns and all of that. Some of them were international criminal gangs. And the problem is that, one, we just don't have enough agency oversight. That's starting to change. We saw Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins saying that people are going to have to reapply for SNAP benefits because there's just so much fraud in the system, she says. So it's a real cost on the American people. It's also making it harder for people that are eligible for the programs to get access to them. We see that especially in healthcare. And there's so much work left to be done. There was some progress made by the reconciliation bill this summer, but there's just a lot more to be done. And some of it has to do with fixing the underlying incentives for members of Congress to care more about these things.
Yeah, and Eric, if I could ask you to expand a little bit more on that. So what we've seen from the Trump administration is that they've been very committed to fighting waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Congress has sort of dragged its feet a little bit, but we know that Republicans won't control Congress forever, and they won't control the White House forever. And they may actually have a very short window before the midterms next year to do something long-term about the waste, fraud, and abuse. So from your perspective, what would you like to see get done in the next 10 to 12 months to make some of these reforms more permanent?
Well, everyone needs to do as much as they possibly can during the time that they have. A lot of things are pretty sticky in Washington. You do a regulation, you improve program integrity, and those things will last for a long period of time. You change the laws, even more so. The ultimate goal, however, is to get Congress to be thinking, hey, what's the best way to provide value for the American people? And right now, they don't really have a system that's set up for that. They have an appropriations process, which is great, but it's only about a quarter of spending and none of the revenue. A lot of the programs where the fraud, the waste, and the abuse are so rampant are not in the appropriations process. They're in the other 3/4 of spending. Sometimes they're through provisions of the tax code. And so if you want to get Congress to be an active participant in reining all of that nonsense in, you need to get Congress looking at the entire federal budget, all the spending, all the revenue, all the tax preferences within per committee spending caps so that they have an incentive to manage within their portfolios for the best value. And that means going after and having political cover to go after the nonsense that's out there. Right now, the incentives for that are pretty weak because oftentimes there are people that are getting paid because of some of this nonsense, and then they come in and they'll lobby Congress. Not the criminal element, of course, because those people are not going to be going to their politicians, but people of legitimate businesses that benefit indirectly from some of this stuff.
Kurt, you guys do such amazing work at Americans for Prosperity. Smart, forward-thinking solutions. Great honor to have you on the show today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, folks, it's hard to believe the hour went away like that, but we had a great conversation. First, I want to thank my amazing co-host tonight, Shane Harris, and, of course, our partners at AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. You can thank them, too. Here's how you do it. Go become a member like me. Here's how you do it. You head over to amac.us/justnews to join for as little as $1.20 a month for a 5-year membership. Fight for truth and get great benefits. It's a great deal. I'm a member. Hope you join me as well. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll be back with regular programming tomorrow. Have a good night.